What is National Beer Day? What is Cullen-Harrison Act? What was Volstead Act? Blaine Act. National Beer Day is celebrated in the United States every year on April 7th, marking the day that the Cullen-Harrison Act was enacted after having been signed into law by President Franklin D. Roosevelt on March 22, 1933. This led to the 18th Amendment being repealed on December 5, 1933, with the ratification of the 21st Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. April 6, the day prior to National Beer Day, is known as New Beer's Eve. What is Cullen-Harrison Act? The Cullen-Harrison Act, named for its sponsors, Senator Pat Harrison and Representative Thomas H. Cullen, enacted by the United States Congress on March 21, 1933 and signed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt the following day, legalized the sale in the United States of beer with an alcohol content of 3.2% and wine of similarly low alcohol content, thought to be too low to be intoxicating, effective April 7, 1933. Upon signing the legislation, Roosevelt made his famous remark, "I think this would be a good time for a beer." According to the Cullen-Harrison Act, states had to pass their own similar legislation to legalize sale of the low-alcohol beverages within their borders. Roosevelt had previously sent a short message to Congress requesting such a bill. Sale of even low-alcohol beer had been illegal in the U.S. since Prohibition started in 1920 following the 1919 passage of the Volstead Act. Throngs gathered outside breweries and taverns to celebrate the return of 3.2 beer. The passage of the Cullen-Harrison Act is celebrated as National Beer Day every year on April 7th in the United States. What was Volstead Act? The National Prohibition Act, known informally as the Volstead Act, was enacted to carry out the intent of the 18th Amendment, which established prohibition in the United States. The anti-saloon league's Wayne Wheeler conceived and drafted the bill, which was named after Andrew Volstead, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, who managed the legislation. The 18th Amendment to the United States Constitution prohibited the production, sale, and transport of intoxicating liquors, but it did not define intoxicating liquors or provide penalties. It granted both the federal government and the states the power to enforce the ban by appropriate legislation. A bill to do so was introduced in United States Congress in 1919. Later this act was voided by the 21st Amendment. The three distinct purposes of the act were to prohibit intoxicating beverages such as liquor, beer, and alcohol, to regulate the manufacture, production, use, and sale of high-proof spirits for other than beverage purposes, to ensure an ample supply of alcohol and promote its use in scientific research and in the development of fuel, dye, and other lawful industries. It provided further that no person shall on or after the date when the 18th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States goes into effect, manufacture, sell, barter, transport, import, export, deliver, furnish or possess any intoxicating liquor except as authorized in this act, and all the provisions of this act shall be liberally construed to the end that the use of intoxicating liquor as a beverage may be prevented. The act defined intoxicating liquor as any beverage containing 0.5% or more alcohol by volume and superseded all existing prohibition laws in effect in states that had such legislation. The act allowed a physician to prescribe whiskey for his patients but limited the amount that could be prescribed. Blaine Act. The Blaine Act, formally titled Joint Resolution Proposing the 21st Amendment to the United States Constitution, is a joint resolution adopted by the United States Congress on February 20, 1933, initiating repeal of the 18th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which established prohibition in the United States. Repeal was finalized when the 21st Amendment to the Constitution was ratified by the required minimum number of states on December 5, 1933. Hashtags National Beer Day, Cullen-Harrison Act, Volstead Act, Blaine Act. Category Drinks. What is National Beer Day? What is Cullen-Harrison Act? What was Volstead Act? Blaine Act.